There's a lot on President Obama towards the end of this book. I want to read to people from page 185. You write, President Obama is no different in private than in public. He's like the kid in the class who exerts a hell of a lot of effort making sure everyone knows he's the smartest one in the room. He talks down to people, whether in a meeting, among colleagues in the White House, or addressing the nation. He's simply a very liberal guy who is determined to move the country toward a kind of progressive ideal that Western European societies embraced decades ago. He has a bold progressive agenda, and if he can't get what he wants through the legislative branch, he'll work to do so through the bureaucracy. Another place you talk about Speaker Boehner putting the phone down as he drones on. It is not a complimentary portrait of President Obama that emerges in the last third of the long game.
Yeah, well, when he's talking to people like me, he shouldn't try to characterize how I feel about things. I mean, I know how I feel about things, and I've said to him on a couple of occasions, Mr. President, I know what I think. And that's not exactly what I think. We'd be better off him not spending any time trying to convince me of things he knows he can't convince me of, and I don't spend any time trying to convince him of that, which is why Joe Biden and I were able to actually negotiate 3 rather significant bipartisan accomplishments during the Obama years. I'm glad the president deputized Biden to do it because, Biden didn't spend any time trying to convince me of what he knew he couldn't convince me of, and I didn't spend any time trying to convince him. So we sort of understood each other's politics, and we got down to the things that we might be able to agree on, and we're able to do that with a 2-year extension of the Bush tax cuts in 2010, the Budget Control Act in August of 2011, and the fiscal cliff deal at the end of the year in 2012. All of those negotiated with Joe Biden. We didn't waste a minute, not a minute.
There is a wry observation in here. You quote your dad as saying, ask someone what the time is and they'll tell you how to make a watch, and that it's applicable to Joe Biden.
It is, but what I also learned, Joe does like to talk, but when we were in a negotiation, it was different. He didn't spend a whole lot of time droning on and on. We got to the point and cut out all the falderall and were actually able to get somewhere.